In today's video, we are going to see if we can make a chocolate heart look just like a real heart. Guys, it's almost Valentine's Day, and I don't know about you, but I love getting candy, and I love the candy hearts. Here's the basic idea. We've got Valentine's Day just around the corner, and we want to try and make a chocolate heart. Not the kind you might be thinking of, though. We're going to see if we can make it as realistic as possible. So what we're gonna start with is I actually have a heart. I think this is used for like dissection and teaching people about all the different parts of a heart. But I'm going to use it today as my mold. We're gonna go ahead and mold it in silicone, and then we're going to cast that silicone with chocolate. That chocolate is going to be airbrushed, and we're going to see if we can make it look as realistic as possible. First thing that we need to do is I need to cover all of these little gaps and holes with clay so that the silicone doesn't get stuck on it. This is Monster Clay. I love using Monster Clay, especially when I'm working on projects like this. It's nice and smooth, very, very clean. A lot of people love Monster Clay out there. And this is what we'll be using today to fill all of those little gaps. Now, I did forget my clay tools, so I'm gonna be doing this by hand, and hopefully it turns out okay. So we've got our heart all sealed up, and we have a box ready to go for us to make our box mold. Now, the way I'm going to suspend it is I'm actually going to add a little piece of clay here at the bottom that it will be resting on so that the whole thing will be submerged, but that we'll have a spot that we'll be able to pour chocolate into later. Perfect. All right, for our silicone. Normally I would worry about measuring these, but these are already equally measured, and so I'm just going to pour one into the other and stir until they're all mixed. So when you mix this kind of silicone, well, any kind of silicone really, you want to make sure that you mix it so well that there's no streaks, no lines in it whatsoever by the time you're done. Some silicones you got to work a lot faster, but my silicone kicking compound in this one, the catalyst, is actually a very slow acting catalyst, so I've got a lot more time. So you've probably seen Nate in the past vacuum chamber his silicone to get all those micro bubbles out. You don't need to worry about it so much with a bigger, clunkier mold kind of like this one. If you've got a lot of fine details that those bubbles might hurt, then you're gonna wanna make sure that you vacuum chamber it. I'm not gonna worry with this one. I'm just gonna make sure that I pour it from really high up to let all of the air dissipate as it hits the mold itself, and that'll help get rid of a lot of the bubbles. All right, our mold has had several days to cure, so it should be just fine. We had a little bit of leaking, but not terrible. So now we have to see if we can actually get the heart out. The nice thing about using cardboard as a mold is that it tends to come off pretty easily from the silicone.
You know, Captain America, the cube blue one?
It looks like the Tesseract.
But like they switched the textures with Thanos' skin.
Gross, but yes. I thought it would bounce! Okay, it does bounce on the corner. Guys, let's make a bouncy ball out of silicone. What? So we're gonna do sort of a star cut to actually get this out. We're going to be cutting down around the sides. It'll still hold chocolate, but we have to get that heart out somehow. This is like doing surgery, you know, with a heart. The thing is if I can't get this out easily, the chocolate's gonna be a lot more fragile than this piece of plastic. So I have to be able to pull it out pretty gently, I say, as I just yank it out. What part is sticking? It is still the middle. Okay. Our heart is back out. Got to clean up the clay that got left in there, the clay that we used to keep it all in one piece, but it should just come out really nicely. Now, we're not really using real chocolate. These are candy wafers that are kind of chocolate flavoring sometimes. These ones are vanilla flavored. And the reason I want to use this instead of regular chocolate is when these melt, they pour really nicely, and that's what I'm going for. I don't normally recommend just melting them in the microwave, but we'll see if it works. Okay, quite a bit of chocolate in there. Quite a lot of chocolate everywhere. Great. We're just gonna sort of roll it around and make sure there's no bubbles where we don't want bubbles. All right, we've got this full of chocolate all the way up into our pour spout here. I think it should be good. We're gonna let it cool overnight and then we'll come back and we'll paint it in the morning. All right, our chocolate heart has solidified overnight. Let's go ahead and try and take it out of the mold now. So far, so good. That's the part we were worried about. And it came out beautifully. Look at that. Now, I want to get the color as correct to a correct heart as possible. So, we have one. This is not a human heart, this is a sheep heart, so they're about the same size. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. Oh gosh. So this is an actual heart. It is a sheep heart, but you can sort of see all of those valves kind of got squished up here at the top. That's pretty fascinating. So this is what we're going to try and color this to look like. Now you might be wondering why the heart isn't red, and that's because the red actually comes from the blood that is in the heart itself and in the tissues. This one has been drained of all blood, so this is the actual color that you would see. We do have some airbrush paint here in case what I got isn't opaque enough, but what I'm using here is edible cake airbrush supplies. I got the color pretty close. There you go, a real heart versus a chocolate heart. So this is actually something that you can do at home. I got the silicone for about $30 off of Amazon. If you have an airbrush machine, awesome. If you don't, they're about $120. The cake coloring was about 20 bucks, and the chocolate itself is about $4. So altogether, you're looking at about a $200 heart. But it is something you can do. I've made a chocolate heart for my Valentine's. It's pretty tasty. Do I have color all over my face?
Yep.
Great. That's fun. Let us know if you try this at home. Is it still there?
Yep.
Crud, is it still there? Guys, that's not all. You know we've always got more fun things for you to see. If you like this kind of content, make sure to hit that box up there for our most recent video. We'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then. Oh, it tastes like food coloring.